The Verdant Echo. Kalen stood at the threshold where the ordinary world dissolved into myth. Before him lay the whispering woods, a place spoken of in hushed tones. A perpetual, soft mist coiled around the trunks of ancient trees, and every leaf seemed to hold its own internal emerald light. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and something ancient, something knowing. He took a hesitant step forward, and the world behind him vanished into the fog. The only light came from the glowing foliage and ethereal beams that pierced the canopy, creating a surreal, dreamlike landscape. As he walked deeper, a sound began to rise, a soft, sibilant murmur that seemed to come from the leaves, the bark, and the very air itself. The whispers were not of the wind. They were thoughts, echoes of his own forgotten doubts. "Why did you give up?" they hissed, sounding like his own voice. "You were never strong enough," they murmured, a chorus of his deepest insecurities. Each whisper was a truth he had buried, now unearthed in the emerald gloom. From the heart of a colossal, moss-covered tree, a figure began to coalesce. It was a spirit of the wood, its form woven from mist and moonlight, with eyes like polished jade. It didn't speak, but its presence was a question, a silent challenge for him to continue his journey inward. Kalen met its gaze, his own resolve hardening. The forest floor dissolved, and Kalen was suddenly standing in a memory. He saw himself abandoning a canvas, the painting unfinished, the vibrant colors mocking his frustration. He saw himself turning away from a friend who needed him, his own fear, a wall between them. The glowing leaves illuminated these moments of failure with painful clarity. A wave of shame washed over him, so potent it brought him to his knees. The forest spirit watched from a distance, its form unwavering, its expression unreadable. It offered no comfort, no judgment. This was his truth to bear, his echo to confront. The whispers swirled around him, a vortex of his own making. Then, the tone of the whispers began to change. "But you learned," they murmured, shifting from accusation to observation. "You have a kindness you are afraid to show, a strength you have yet to claim." A new vision appeared, him anonymously leaving a hot meal for a homeless person, an act he'd told no one. The surreal light in the forest seemed to grow warmer, more golden. As he embraced this forgotten truth, the mist ahead of him darkened and writhed. It solidified into a shadowy beast, a creature of nightmare with eyes that burned with his own self-doubt. It was the embodiment of his fear, the gatekeeper of his soul, and it blocked his path forward. Instead of drawing a weapon he didn't have, Kalen opened his arms. "I see you," he said, his voice steady. "You are my fear. You are my doubt, and you are a part of me." As he spoke the truth, the shadowy beast paused. It looked at him, and then, slowly, it dissolved not into darkness, but into 1,000 points of brilliant emerald light that floated into the air. The path ahead was clear. Kalen walked out of the whispering woods just as the first rays of dawn pierced the sky. The mist receded, and the world seemed sharper, more real. He turned back one last time, and the forest seemed to exhale a final, peaceful whisper. "Know thyself." He was no longer running from his truths, but carrying them, a quiet strength lighting his way forward.